Everyone, this is Nikachu, and we are here to talk about the bannings. The bannings god have slammed down the hammer, and they're very angry. They're very angry with Magic, and they are cleaning things up. Now, oh, by the way, I'm here with my brother. My brother's going to hear the news. He doesn't even know what's been banned yet. He's going to hear.
Apparently, it's very exciting.
It's very exciting. Now, I knew this was going to be big. I knew this was going to be hot because they were announcing the banning and restricted announcement 1 week, completely 1 week ahead of schedule. I've never known them to do that before. So I knew this had to be hot. This had to be big. And what I thought at first was all these weird, crazy combos that are going on in Standard. We've got Saheeli Rai and Felidar Guardian. This combo is Splinter Twin all over again. And do you know what? This would be the second time that they screwed up. R&D has completely missed the Splinter Twin combo. You may not know, but the Splinter Twin combo was completely active back in the day of Standard when it was born. And it's Saheeli Rai and this Felidar Guardian. All Saheeli does is create a haste version of this creature. This creature will blink the Planeswalker, and you can do it all over again for infinite creatures and kill them. So this is going to be in Standard, mind you. And there's another stupid combo with Crackdown Construct and Wandering Fumarole. So this land, it has an activated ability of 0, and this creature, if you activate any ability, you put a +1/+1 counter on him, so long as it's not a mana ability. And this isn't a mana ability. So you turn the Wandering Fumarole into a creature, and you just go 0 infinite times, and you basically create this guy who has death touch for people, because if it ever connects with you, you're taking an infinite amount of damage. Of course, you can just block it or something, but whatever. It's super powerful. And if you want, you can just play with all 4 of these cards in Standard. So it looked like Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, R&D, they said, whoops, we made some mistakes, but do you know what? None of these things got banned. Nothing. Let's start with Modern. Gitaxian Probe and Golgari Grave Troll are banned. So,
Your wish came true.
My wish came true. You know, I meant to have a video before the banning and restricted announcement because I wanted to talk about all the Phyrexian mana spells that I wanted banned. I want to talk about Mox Opal that I wanted banned and Simian Spirit Guide that I wanted banned. Unfortunately, only got one thing on my Christmas list taken care of, but you know what? That's okay. So what does Gitaxian Probe has been a stupid card forever. Like lately, it is just used as a free way to find out if the coast is clear for Infect, Suicide Zoo, Suicide Blue, so that they can just outright kill you immediately if you have no interaction. But that's just the decks of current. and the decks of past. If you talk about like Storm Ascension Storm, that once you have Pyromancer Ascension online, that one card that costs nothing draws you 2 cards, and it's like impossible for them to fizzle with Gitaxian Probe and Manamorphose, which is also another stupid card for free. Jeskai Ascendancy, the only reason that deck ever had like stupid busted turn 2, turn 3 kills is that you could tap out, play Ascendancy, and then for free play Gitaxian Probe, untap the creature, and then go off. So the only thing Gitaxian Probe does is create these really unfair game states. The only time it was ever being played fair is in like a Delver deck. But do you know what? It's too abused. A lot of people are going to say, well, what about Peak? They're just going to play Peak. Great. Let them use Peak because it only costs 1 blue. It costs a blue, and that will force them to play a turn slower than usual in all the decks. And I don't even know if Death Shadow even wants to play with Peak. So it's going to be very interesting to see what is going to happen with Infect, with Suicide Zoo, Suicide Blue. All those decks not completely nerfed, just taken down a notch. Infect definitely going to be around, not going to disappear. Can't say the same completely for Death Shadow, but probably it's going to still be around. It will just play something else. Maybe it will opt to play with Apostle's Blessing. or something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. And I have no idea what's going to happen with Suicide Blue. It never really took off. It was a deck in the metagame, but we'll see what happens with it. But next, Golgari Grave Troll. So this is the first time something was banned, unbanned, and then rebanned all over again. Dredge was given a chance, and boy, did it get a chance. I'm a little surprised at the banning, to be honest, because it's not even that big a part of the metagame right now. It's like 7%. I mean, it's not Twin or Birthing Pod or even Affinity like numbers. Affinity can get as high as 10%, and it has nothing banned. It just gets the free ride. You do whatever you want. Affinity, go take your Mox Opal and keep beating people down with cranial plating. No, not a problem. So, so I was a little surprised by the Dredge ban. I mean, it got out of hand at first, but, over time, Anger the Gods was more than enough to keep the deck in check, and I think it has just a normal, respectable amount of the metagame. On the other hand, it does oppress graveyard decks. Like, I remember a long time ago, they talked about Goryo's Vengeance. Oh my god, Goryo's Vengeance! It's so broken! When are they going to ban Goryo's Vengeance? When are they going to ban some key piece of this deck? It's out of control. We're losing on turn 2. And then they never banned anything, but you know what? It doesn't see play at all whatsoever. It's completely non-existent from the metagame. So obviously it wasn't that big of a deal. We had all the tools in the form of Graveyard Hate to beat it. So by killing off Dredge, we're going to get... Well, I don't want to say killing off Dredge, but by neutering Dredge a little bit, maybe some of those other graveyard strategies come back. And that's what I'm going to come up to next. Dredge is not gone whatsoever. I mean, they'll just replace Golgari Grave Troll with Golgari Thug, and I think the engine is more than still healthy. I'm not a Dredge specialist, so I don't know if Golgari Thug as a creature is better than Golgari Grave Troll, because the Thug can come out really early and maybe do some blocking while you get the Dredge combo going, but on the other hand, it's not a good creature to finish the game, whereas with Golgari Grave Troll, I mean, you could literally cast this thing, and it's a giant, 10/10 creature. So Dredge not going away, not gone whatsoever, just taken down a peg. That's all. I don't know what this is going to... A lot of people ask me, what is this going to mean for Merfolk? I mean, it's a little nice that the stupid, super fast decks are now going to have to play a little turn slower. I do like that. I prefer that Dredge, though, however, was the bigger deck in the metagame, and that it was very narrow. It was like the only graveyard deck, and we had a good game against it, so I don't want more graveyards. The more diverse the metagame gets, the worse it gets for Merfolk. And in addition with... what's going to happen with Aether Revolt, with the printing of, I think it's Fatal Push. That thing, I don't know what the metagame's going to look like in the future. We just got to wait and see what the environment is going to look like in Modern before we make any changes to the Merfolk deck. Because Infect, Suicide Zoo, and Suicide Blue, and maybe some other Storm decks have been taken down. For example... we still have Thing Ascension in Modern. All those decks have been taken down a notch. And the problem with that is that they could all move to Affinity, because Affinity didn't lose anything. So that might be one problem. But we got to see what happens. We got to see how this turns out. But that was not all. That was Modern. But let's not forget about Standard. Standard had a huge shakeup. Let's go through it. Emrakul, the Promised End, is banned. Smuggler's Copter is banned. Reflector Mage is banned. Now, for you don't know this, but Emrakul, the Promised End, is a Mind Slaver effect. What it does is when it will steal your turn. Takes control of your turn, draws your card, makes you kill your own creatures, attack them into your opponent's creatures, and tap all your land. It wasn't fun. No one really liked it. So what happened was Wizards of the Coast, they asked the community on Twitter, how fun is Standard right now? And it was a slaughter fest. They all said it was garbage. It was not fun. It's why they quit Standard. And oh boy, Wizards of the Coast have seen the numbers crash in Standard. It's too expensive. It's too stupid. So they're banning the stupid cards. They're banning Emrakul. She is gone. They're banning Smuggler's Copter because everyone's playing it. It's like the Stoneforge Mystic of today. It's a 4 of in every single deck. If you're not playing a 4 of them, you're doing something wrong probably. And Reflector Mage was banned. People just thought it was unfun or something like that. They were trying to figure a way to make Blue-White Flash a little weaker, so they got rid of Reflector Mage. We don't play much Standard or any Standard whatsoever on Nikachu MTG, so it's not a big deal for you if you're not a Standard player. But that's a huge shakeup for Standard. It just changes the whole ball game for everything. And so what I want to finish off saying here about this the banning and restricted announcement is this is going to get really political from now on for these banning and restricted announcements. I think for sure Emrakul, Reflector Mage, and Gitaxian Probe were only banned because the community hated them. That is it. There was no other reason. In the past, Wizards of the Coast banned things that they thought were unhealthy, unsafe for the format, and now they're doing it because the players just absolutely hate the cards. So if you have a strong enough voice on the internet or on Twitter or something like that, you're going to help get these cards banned. And my voice was there for Gitaxian Probe. Goodbye, Gitaxian Probe. Everyone who knew me very closely said, I hate Gitaxian Probe, that thing's got to go. And you know what? All you other Phyrexian mana spells, Mox Opal, Simian Spirit Guide, your days are numbered. They're coming. And Wizards of the Coast said that they're now going to have a lot more banning and restricted announcements. These are going to happen on a much more frequent basis, so that if there are problems in the metagame, that they can address them very quickly and not wait like 3 to 4 months for the next banning and restricted announcement. So that's that. That is the bannings that have happened. Huge ban hammer. Very excited to see how this is going to change Modern, how people's tastes and decks are going to change, or are those decks just going to adapt? Are they just going to throw in Peak or some other Phyrexian mana spell, or some more creatures? Who knows what's going to happen? Standard's completely shaken up, but I don't even care because I don't actually play that format. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I love shakes. I love any shakeups. I love powerful cards entering the formats. It makes things fresh and exciting. So this has been Nikachu and his brother talking about the banning and restricted announcement of January 2017.
How do you know Emrakul's a she?